Hey guys, so I'm sure you've heard of the brownie, but have you heard of the blondie? This is the recipe I want to show you today. It's basically like a brownie, but really it's closer to the chocolate chip cookie except in bar form. So there's no chocolate in the dough, but there are actually chocolate bits. And I also add peanuts. So you have this nice interplay of salty and sweet. It's a great dessert when you just want a bite, but if you take more than one, that's okay too, because I totally understand. You'll really like this recipe. So let me show you how it's done. So our ingredients consist of all-purpose flour, we have salt, baking soda, an egg, vanilla, butter, chocolate, brown sugar, and peanuts. So I'm just going to melt this butter, but in the meantime, I'll use a little bit of it just to have some glue for the parchment paper. So if you put a little bit in the four corners, this will help the parchment paper stick. And you want to cut off any excess. So first I'll combine the dry ingredients. So I'll add the salt to the flour, then the baking soda, and then you want to whisk together your dry ingredients to make sure that it's all incorporated. And then to start this dough, we want to crack an egg. And we want to cream this egg with the brown sugar. So this is where the wrist action comes in. Okay, this is a workout. So you want to beat your egg and sugar mixture until it's pale and fluffy like this. I'm adding the melted butter and also the vanilla extract. And I'm going to continue mixing this. I'm going to switch to the spatula. We're folding in the dry ingredients. Go ahead and add it to the center, and then you just want to fold it in. And before you finish folding in all the flour, this is when you add the chopped chocolate and the chopped peanuts. And continue folding it together. And as you can see, it's starting to look like a cookie dough. And you don't want to work it too much. So just try to make all the dry areas disappear. And this is looking pretty good. So now I'm going to add this mixture to our prepared pan. And meanwhile, I've had the oven preheating for about a half hour at 325 degrees. Work from the center outward, get into the corners. Okay, and so for a final little garnish, I like to top it with some salt. So I'm using some French sea salt called fleur de sel. I think it really brings out the peanut flavor when you add salt. Okay, and this is going in the oven for about 30 minutes. You want to test it with a toothpick to see if it comes out clean, and then you know it's baked through. So I'm going to give the Blondies a toothpick test to see how well they're doing. It's been about half an hour. and it comes out really nicely. So I'm going to put this on a cooling rack. So the Blondies have been cooling for about 15 minutes in the pan, and now I'm going to remove them to the cooling rack to cool further for 15 minutes. So for these Blondies, I'm going to cut them into 16 squares. So that means 3 cuts in this direction and 3 cuts in the other direction. You can use measuring tape if you want, but it's okay to eyeball it too. I'm going to start by cutting it in half. Okay, and then I'll do a cut here. Okay, and there you go. Okay, I'm adding these to a plate. So there you have it, chocolate peanut Blondies. The salty sweetness is one of my favorite things in desserts. So before I wait any longer, they're still warm, I'm going to take a bite. They have a really nice chew. And they're not too sweet. And the chocolate was really nice. And the salt on top, it gives this little pop. These are really addictive. I mean, I cut these up into 16 pieces, but maybe I should have cut them smaller. And then maybe I'd feel a little less guilty, but still, they're really good. So here you are, chocolate peanut Blondies. They're sweet, they're salty, and they're hard to resist. So you'll probably want to take more than one bite. Let me know what you think in the comments.